Hello everybody, welcome to JAIIB CAIIB English Medium channel. Today in this particular session, we will be doing the Hero to Superhero series for PPB, that is Principles and Practices of Banking. As you know that PPB is one of the most important and practical subject in JAIIB examination, and the questions which are being asked by the IIBF from this particular subject, they are also of the nature of practical. Fine. So the real life examples, or for that matter, how you will behave in a particular situation pertaining to the branch banking, that can be asked directly. In that line, we have started in the previous lecture only the customer acceptance policy. But one more policy is there which we'll be looking into today, and based on that, we'll be solving the question. So if you have not seen the class 4th, it is highly recommended that after this session is over, you must revisit the same. So when I talk about the next policy, it is the customer identification policy, that is CIP. Acceptance we have done, the CAP policy. Let's now see the CIP for the KYC norms. See, these cases are very important. Direct questions are expected from these types of you can say subtopics, because they directly involve the branch banking. So how you will be identifying that yes, this particular customer must be accepted on the various grounds, that will be done using the CIP policy. So the customer identification is required to be done in following cases while opening an account or establishing the account-based relationship. In the previous class, we have seen that there are certain types of organizations also, like we have the proprietorship concern, we have the partnership firm, as well as the companies. For various accounts, you will be having different type of documents, and one type of document-based question also we'll be doing today. Undertaking the international transfer for non-account holders. If a particular person is not having any kind of account in our bank, then how we will be identifying that this particular transaction is not a you can say illicit one, it should be a legitimate transaction. How we are going to do that via the CIP. Then we have, if a doubt arises about the authenticity of an existing customer, or adequacy, or for that matter correctness of the information about the particular customer, then also we must visit our procedures for customer identification. Now these 2 points, in fact last 3 points only, these are highly important because they involve certain limits. And in PPB, always remember, the most important topics are those only where certain limit is mentioned, because direct questions have been asked in the previous cycle as well. Selling any product, including the third party product, loading or for that matter reloading of prepaid or travel cards for the value of over rupees 50,000, then also you need to follow the customer identification procedure. So what is the limit here? The limit of the, you can say, limit of a particular transaction where you have sold the third party product, or for that matter you are loading the prepaid or the travel cards for the customer, and the value of that particular transaction is beyond 50,000, then also you have to go for the customer identification procedure. Then carrying out a transaction or series of connected transactions valuing over rupees 50,000 for a walk-in customer. Fine, a customer has just walked in your branch and they are doing a transaction, be it the cash deposit or for that matter some other transaction, and it is pertaining to again rupees 50,000, or for that matter the amount is beyond this limit of rupees 50,000, then also CIP will be there. How a particular question will be asked in accordance with these norms, we'll be looking into that now. When there is a doubt that a customer, account based or walk-in, is intentionally structuring the transactions below the threshold of rupees 50,000. Now if the customer knows that you will be having certain scrutiny if the amount of transaction is beyond rupees 50,000, so what the customer will be doing, they will deliberately reduce the amount of 50,000 to, let's suppose, 49,900 rupees, fine, and the remaining amount, that is 100 or for that matter 200 rupees, will be transacted separately. So if such kind of activities are also happening in your branch, then you must be very vigilant in that case also, and follow the CIP, that is customer identification procedure. Okay, so I hope that this 50,000 limit you will keep in mind whenever it is about the third party product, or for that matter, it is for the loading or reloading of the prepaid or travel cards, or a particular customer has just walked in and the transaction or the series of transaction is beyond rupees 50,000, plus the customer is deliberately making the transactions less than 50,000, because everybody knows today that 50,000 and beyond, if you are transacting in real time, then in the branch only, branch banking we are talking about, then the branch might look into the matter, because you are not a regular customer. For the regular customers, we need not to do the CIP again and again. But yes, if a customer has just walked in, or for that matter, the customer has just now started the banking relationship, then definitely you must ask the reason why. Okay, so CDD procedure we have seen in the last class. What is the official valid documents? Passport, DL, then proof of possession of Aadhaar number. We have the voter ID, job card, as well as the letter issued by the NPR. What we need to remember for the examination along with CIP is the customer acceptance policy. And this CAP, what was the most important point here in the entire CAP? To verify the PAN account or the PAN number obtained through facility of the issuing authority, that is your income tax department. Okay, now let's move on to one question based on the CIP. Fine. Which of the following is not correct in respect to the CIP, that is customer identification procedures? While opening an account or establishing the account based relationship, whether we need to have the CIP procedures established while opening the account or not, we have just seen. Then undertaking the international transfer for non-account holder. So international transfer of any amount, fine, because there is no amount mentioned in this statement. So we will assume that you are being asked about any amount. If a doubt arises about the authenticity of an existing customer or adequacy or correctness of information about the customer, then whether you have to go for the CIP or not. Selling any product, including third-party product, loading, reloading of prepaid travel cards for value of over rupees 1 lakh. So whether this is correct or not, the value of 1 lakh, and we have to select what? Not correct. See, when I talk about the series which we are running here, Hero to Superhero series, it will not only tell you the concepts and the questions, but also how to approach these questions. And we will also try our level best to tell you that how the IIBF will be making your life tough while sitting in the examination. The exam itself is not that tough, but how the question statement has been molded by the examiner, that makes this exam really very tough. So always remember to read between the lines. Like here it is written not correct. Then you must remember the amounts, the limits. By just looking into the limits only, you will be able to solve the question in a speedy manner. Otherwise, confusion will be there. Carrying out a transaction or series of transaction of connected transaction valuing over 80,000 for a walk-in customer, whether you need to have the limit of 80,000 set or not, or whether it is less than 80,000 or beyond 80,000. When there is a doubt that a customer account based or walk-in is intentionally structuring the transactions below the threshold of rupees 80,000. So which of the following is incorrect as per the CIP, which we have just looked now? The correct answer is option C, because the first three statements are absolutely correct. That for opening the account or establishing the account based relationship, you must follow CIP. Undertaking the international transfer for a non-account holder, again, CIP process is involved. If a doubt has arisen about the authenticity of the existing customer, then again, CIP process will be undertaken. But for selling any product, including third party product or the prepaid cards, you are reloading them, amount was what? Rupees 50,000. And when I talk about the transaction or the connected transaction of value not over 80,000, but rupees 50,000 or beyond will be taken care, and that will be taken into account for the CIP. See, when we talk about this particular statement, although if a value of transaction is 80,000 also, we must go for CIP. But this statement excludes the range of transaction between 50,000 to 79,999, fine, and that is also included in the CIP. That is why this statement is wrong. Similarly for 1 lakh, and here also when the doubt is that the customer is intentionally structuring the transactions below rupees 50,000, fine. So that is why these three statements are incorrect. Your 4, 5, and 6, and it will be the correct answer because we have to tell the not correct statement. Fine, option C will be the correct answer here. Then let's move on to the next question. Which of the following is are not OVD, that is officially valid document? Passport is valid or not? Yes, we have seen. DL, yes. PAN card is not an OVD. It does not uh, find the mention in the OVD list. Proof of possession of the Aadhaar number, yes, we have seen that also. Voter ID issued by Election Commission of India. Then we have the job card issued by Narega, duly signed by officer of the state of the officer of the state government. Lastly, the letter issued by the NPR, National Population Register, containing the details of name as well as the address. So yes, I think that apart from PAN card, every other document which is mentioned, the rest 6 documents are the officially valid documents. So correct answer will be only 3. That is option A, because you are asked which of the following is not an officially valid document. Okay. Now let's talk about the documentation of a particular company. Fine. In case of company, how we will be looking into the matter of KYC. So let's visit this topic first, then we will solve the question. Okay. So when I talk about the KYC norms, the customer due diligence procedure, that is, if you are opening an account, then how you will be approaching the account from the word go, from the initial step itself, initial stage itself. When we talk about the companies, you will find the certificate of incorporation as the first and the foremost document which you need to procure. Then memorandum and articles of association, the MOA, as well as your AOA, again the fundamental documents there. PAN of the company, particulars of the beneficial owner wherever it is applicable. Then resolution of the board of director and power of attorney granted to its managers, officers, employees to transact the business on its behalf. Now, when I talk about this beneficial owner, this is very important, and we have dealt with this particular table in the last class. If you have not revised, let's just quickly look into the matter for companies only. What will be the criteria of the entity to be described as a beneficial owner in case of company? So the criteria is simple, that if more than 25% share in the capital or profit is with the particular business entity, or for that matter individual in a company, then we would say that yes, that particular entity is a beneficial owner. Controlling rights, when I talk about them, so appointing the majority of directors, control manager, or policy decision is being taken by a particular individual, or for that matter an entity, then we will also say that yes, that particular entity or the individual will be the beneficial owner. Fine. Likewise, you must remember the partnership, then which is registered partnership firms, then unregistered partnership firms, as well as registered trust. Very, very important. This table is highly important. One question is expected from here. Fine. Nobody can tell us that 100% question will be asked, but expectation is there because of the nature of this particular topic. Fine. Next, we have the let's move on to the companies only. Again, we were just discussing the beneficial owner part of your companies. Now let's move on to the KYC documents. The KYC documents as specified for the individuals of the beneficial owners, the authorized signatories, and the managers, officers, employees, as the case may be, holding an attorney to transact on the company's behalf. So the customers whosoever we are having in the companies, be it the beneficial owner or for that matter the authorized signatories, everybody's KYC we must take. So KYCs, OVDs, which we will be taking. Along with that, if the address is also required, then we will do what? We will have one updated address proof as well. It might be the utility bill, or for that matter, the undertaking from the employer. Okay, so based on this, let's try to solve the question now. Which of the following is required in case of opening the account of a company? Direct questions like these are asked in the examination. So first of all, certificate of incorporation, whether it is required or not. Partnership deed, do you think? Don't you think so that here, in case of partnership firm, the partnership deed is required? What we will be doing in the account opening of a company when we talk about the partnership deed. Memorandum and article of association, just now we have seen. Registration certificate, permanent account number of the company, resolution of the board of directors and power of attorney granted to its managers, officers, employees to transact business on its behalf. KYC documents of the beneficial owners, the signatory, authorized signatories, managers, officers, or employees, as the case may be, holding an attorney to transact on the company's behalf. So just now we have seen. Quickly tell me in the chat section that what will be the correct answer. Because see, this session will be fruitful only when you try to attempt these questions. Otherwise, it is just me reading some rules and regulations for you, and you are just watching that. Try to read for yourself also, and if you feel that yes, this particular speed is too much for us, if you are a beginner, then only you will think that this speed is too much for us. Otherwise, so this is the ideal speed by which you will be able to read in the actual exam also. But if you are a beginner, just pause the video, try to read for yourself these 7 statements, these 7 points, and then try to answer correctly. Okay, so what will be the correct answer? Correct answer is option B, that is certificate of incorporation is required. Then we have the memorandum and article of association, registration certificate, whether it is required or not. No, ours is not there in case of companies. Then we have permanent account number of the company. Yes, it is required. Then we have the resolution of board of director, power of attorney granted to its managers, officers, employees. Yes. Lastly, KYC documents of the beneficial owners as well, along with the authorized signatories, managers, employees, officers, all those who will be transacting the business of the company. Okay, so all these are required. And when we talk about the question which has been asked in the previous cycle, direct questions have been asked not only from the companies but also from your sole proprietary firm, or for that matter partnership firms as well, and the trusts also. So always remember what all important documents are there. And when we talk about the trusts, questions are expected from this particular topic, because this topic has been in news also. And when we talk about our banks, there the relationship with trusts is a complicated one. So IIBF can ask this particular topic in the exam as well. What we need to remember, again, let's just quickly revisit. We have done this in the previous class, but yes, since it's important, so certificate of registration is required, trust deed is required, PAN or Form 60 of the trust along with the documents specified for the individuals as beneficial owners. Right. So this was it for today's class. I hope that you have learned something new today. And when we talk about the PDF of this particular lecture, from where you can have the PDF directly, you need to scan here and you will get the PDF of this particular class, the class 5th in PPB. And if you have any kind of doubt pertaining to the concepts, or for that matter questions, or in journal also, that how we should attempt the exam, what should be the ideal strategy, do keep posting in the comment section, so that we also have an idea that what are the problems our students are facing, and we will try our level best to make them go away for you and try to resolve whatever